Hi guys, welcome to the show. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And here are the goods. So we started again on a sad note, and we lost David Bowie this year. We've lost Glenn Frey from the Eagles, and now music has lost Denise Matthews, also known as Vanity.
My heart and my loins ache right now because she brought so much to my life. One, as a little kid, the infatuation with her, the first crush.
She was your first crush, really? Mine was Apollonia.
Well,
it was the Minnetonka.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right. So there was a lot of crushes for me back then.
PBK.
But she was one. Oh goodness. But anyway, she was one of them, and it saddens me to know that she's gone. At such a young age too, man.
Really, Vanity was 57. Now she died at 57 years old. She was actually head singer of Prince's group, girl group back in the 80s called Vanity 6. Now, some of you might not remember, that was a long time ago, but one of their famous songs was Nasty Girl.
Oh, God.
And
that video. Oh,
and that song actually is song is actually comes out on Beverly Hills Cop. So if you guys get a chance, throw a swing at Beverly Hills Cop, and you can hear Nasty Girl when they're in the bar scene, in the strip bar scene.
Or they could just go and listen to the actual song.
Or she could look in the yeah, but you don't see the.
Did you not see the video for Nasty Girl?
It's been a long time.
That video would be right now. It would be TVMA.
TVMA, really?
Well,
the 80s they pulled no punches.
They were in lingerie and they were seductively they couldn't play the video now.
So she came out in 52 Pickup. She was in Action Jackson with Carl Weathers.
Oh my God, yes.
And
yes.
She, for me, that I remember her the most, besides the music, was The Last Dragon. She was Bruce Leroy's love interest, and same way. I kind of had a little bit of a thing for her back then.
She was everybody's love interest.
Yeah. So you know what? Rest in peace. We love you. Always remember you. That's horrible, man. That kind of sucks.
Oh, that she's gone?
Yeah, she's gone.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. I wish they would come out and say what happened.
So a little bit more lighter news. Charlize Theron. They're talking to her about becoming the villain for Fast and Furious 8.
I heard this, and I cannot picture this. Not because she's a woman and a villain, but they've done so many ridiculous things and so many over-the-top villains. I can't understand what they're gonna do as far as a villain now. I actually people made jokes. I really thought that Fast and the Furious 8 was gonna be Fast and Furious in space. I thought they were just I thought they were gonna strap a hot rod on the side of a ship or a rocket and blast off into space and then skip off the moon or something like that and have to come home, land perfectly, and the car bounces a couple times and they keep driving.
No.
You don't think that
hilarious?
That would work. I would go see that movie.
And then they could get Matt Damon back.
And then they
get Matt Damon back. All right. So now this is not the first major star to come in in the middle of the franchise. Back for Fast 5, The Rock came in. Mm-hmm. The Rock came in. He kind of as he likes to call it,
franchise Viagra.
Franchise Viagra. Mm-hmm. But Charlize Theron could probably bring a little bit more. Not that Fast and Furious really needs it, but after her work in Mad Max, I mean, you can, and The Huntsman for the most part, you can see how those acting chops and how she plays a bad guy. She can do
physical roles. Yeah. She can do action. Now, the only thing that bothers me a little bit with that, not that I can't really understand the type of villain that she's going to be, but they built up Jason Statham and then let him live. So you would assume that he would have been back for the sequel.
Well, he is. He's going to be back for Fast 8.
So he's not going to be a villain in this?
So, well, I don't know. What do you think they're related? Because Helen Mirren has actually come out, the lady that played the Queen, she's actually come out and said that she would like to join the Fast Furious franchise. So if she's a Shaw, or the head Shaw, if she's the head of the family and Charlize is the sister now, I mean, who knows? I mean, there's all these different routes that they can go to.
They're going to go Kill Bill, Fox Force 5?
Maybe. You never know. But, she did really good in Red. So the lady can do action.
No,
so hey, maybe if you get those two together and throw Jason Statham in there, and
I'm sure Charlize will kill it. But I kind of want to see what her character is going to be to give me a little bit more, because I know I said Fast X,
Hey, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because Terrence's idea actually is a possibility now, for real, because they decided they're not going to stop at 9. They're going to go to 10.
Yeah, they're going to go to 10. That's why I said Fast X. Fast X, and then we cross over Triple X, and that's
that's right.
Fast XXX. No, it was Fast X. Even though Fast Triple X does kind of sound pretty good.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
Sounds kind of dirty, though.
Yeah.
Cue seductive music.
As long as Michelle Rodriguez is in it, I'm good.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know what? Hopefully, I'm excited about that. Tell us what you think. See, who would you rather see? Would you rather see Helen Mirren, or would you rather see Charlize Theron? I'd see both. I don't care. Whatever.
Charlize Theron,
Charlize Theron definitely, but I'm talking about as far as like,
because then it's beating up on an old lady. Why would you want to do that?
That would be awesome, beating up on old ladies.
It'd be like,
I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. So speaking of beating up old ladies, there's Predator 4, and
great segue. Great segue.
So Predator 4 is going to be coming out, or actually what they're calling it is The Predator.
Right.
Fred Decker finished the script. Now, Fred Decker is actually famous for directing The Monster Squad, Night of the Creeps, you know, these really good movies back in the 80s. And he wrote the Predator, this Predator sequel.
Okay.
Shane Black is actually going to be directing this movie, and Shane played Hawkins in the original Predator. So it's going to be interesting for him to come back and in the director's chair this time. And with that also is, this man directed Iron Man 3 too.
God, that's not a good thing that he wants on his record. That was the one that nobody liked.
But it was $1 billion+. I mean, that's in the top 20, maybe even top 10.
We're not going to talk about money, because then we'll be defending Michael Bay, because he makes $1 billion films and they're not good either. They're not good either. But my only thing with that is, do we really need another Predator reboot?
Well, I mean, you don't want to, and we talked about this briefly last time, but you don't want to just let it sit there. I mean, that's an iconic character. You gotta want to see more. The fan base for it is still there.
I mean,
the better question is, would you want to see another Predator?
No, I mean, if anything, I kind of liked Robert Rodriguez's version with Predators.
It was basically Predator 1.
Yeah, I would have rather see a continuation than that, than to kind of like.
So you like Brody?
Yeah.
You like to see Brody again?
No, I want him to be gone, and I want some new people. I don't want to keep seeing like, oh, bring the same people back, because how many times are you going to keep fighting the same alien and getting away? And like, just kidnap some more people from the planet, put them there in the preservation thing that they had, and hunt them down again. And heck, they can make 8 damn Saw movies, and they can make 7 damn Final Fantasy movies. I can't get another in the sequence of, without doing a remake and a sequence of Predator. Give me that.
I couldn't believe that they killed Lawrence Fishburne in that Predator movie. That was weird.
Because he was black.
Oh, that's right, my bad.
And we know Predators hate black people.
And Predators, because they stole the look with the Rastafarian look. Or
first we got Danny Glover.
he beat the Predator though. They gave him a freaking staff at the end.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, sorry, Danny Glover actually survived. But we got the dude.
He's Murtaugh.
The bald dude in the first one.
Bill Duke.
We got Carl Weathers.
They don't like Indians either. They don't. Because they killed Billy Bear.
That dude had. Oh, before you change subjects though,
I got one more thing.
Oh, okay, maybe it's the same thing that I have.
No.
I just recently found out that. Did you know? Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally the Predator.
Yeah, I do know that.
I did not know that. I just found that out yesterday.
Right. And a fun fact there. It's actually on IMDb if you want to look at the.
And that before it came out, he was unhappy with the role because his face wasn't going to be seen, and the suit was crappy, and he left the shoot, and they had to recast him.
Well, thank God, because Kevin Peter Hall was awesome.
Thank God for who? Because
thank God that he left, because Kevin Peter Hall is the Predator.
But Jean-Claude Van Damme went on to be this huge mega star. Just think of how they could have had that to their credit.
But he wouldn't have been a good. Kevin Peter Hall is 7 feet tall. Okay. That he was more of an imposing figure as a Predator. Jean-Claude Van Damme's probably 6 feet maybe.
No, he's not even that.
Exactly. So, what if I'm a Predator way down here? He
was invisible. He was invisible. He was in the trees.
Yeah, he was on Jean-Claude Van Damme.
90% of the movie, he was invisible and in the damn trees. Who cares if he was 5'8"?
Hey, speaking of, now last week I think.
Or is it 5'7"? I don't know.
You're taller than he is.
He's really short.
Okay. Anyway, so last time we were talking about dream casting, and we were talking about Wolverine, and that Glenn Danzig was going to be Wolverine, and Patrick Stewart was going to be Xavier, and
Patrick Stewart was Xavier.
No. But this was the
for the casting
before the movie came out.
Okay.
And Schwarzenegger was Colossus. You really liked that one. Well, Jean-Claude Van Damme was going to be Gambit.
That would have worked, especially back then. That would have worked.
Yeah, and we're getting completely off subject. We're not even done. I don't know where we're in.
I don't know what topic we're on.
We're still on Predator. So the poster. So this is what's funny. The poster is. I can't believe we ramble on like. Okay. So the poster, the new poster says, "You'll never see him coming." That's what the poster says.
You'll never see him coming.
And that's the irony, is that Shane Black directed Iron Man 3. And that's the Mandarin. There you go. Full circle.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back. All right. Dork, man. All right. So Marvel, hit a really, well, not really Marvel, but Fox Marvel, however you want to look at it. Well, you know what? Boom, home run. Deadpool, freaking amazing this past weekend. We're going to actually have a separate show to completely go with the review and our thoughts and all that good stuff. But it broke down a lot of barriers, and it, just shut down a lot of, insecurities as far as executive heads about releasing a movie and a comic book movie in rated R.
Right.
Now, I don't really see the big deal about it. Maybe it's because of stuff like Kick-Ass and The Crow and stuff like that came out that were rated R comics, and they did like 50 and around there.
The first Kick-Ass did really well. The second Kick-Ass crapped the bed, and then
it was actually really good. I thought Kick-Ass was great.
I thought Kick-Ass 2 was really good, and then a lot of people didn't like it, and that's the reason why it didn't make as much money. And then The Crow was almost like an indie film, to be honest. I mean, it was such a small budgeted film that a lot of people just didn't see it, and people weren't familiar with the source material from the comic books, and
But I think a lot of it. I think Crow got more of its audience because Brandon Lee died.
Yeah, well, that too. It still didn't make enough for them to. Well, actually, it made enough for them to keep.
It made 50 million,
but it wasn't enough for them to really, No, they screwed it up when they started doing the sequels.
Yeah, City of Angels.
Yeah,
and all that
the sequels screwed it up.
Yeah, big time. Anyway, so with that, they're actually going to try this again, maybe, possibly. I mean, obviously, Deadpool 2 will be rated R, but Wolverine 3 is potentially going to be rated R.
Well, Hugh Jackman has been pushing for that since Wolverine 2. That's why they released that R-rated version of it, because he wanted the violence and the ferocity in Wolverine. So that's, as much as it seems like they're just kind of jumping on the Deadpool bandwagon to make it a rated R, he's been pushing it for it since the last movie. So this isn't that out of left field, and it's not that much of a surprise. So, but with that being said, will you think they lose an audience because of it? Kids went to go see that PG-13 one.
The secret's pretty much out there that I work for a movie theater, thanks to this guy telling everybody.
Did I say that? Not once did I ever say that.
In the movie business. Anyway, so I work in a movie theater.
That's what we used to tell girls. He's in the movie business.
I'm in the movie business. Yeah, I had the license plate and everything, producer. So I saw a lot of kids. There were a lot of kids. I mean, I was borderline calling CPS. I mean, that's how bad it was. I mean, there was a lot of little kids going, and they were taking them. They were taking them to see this movie. So to answer your question, no, I don't think that it would. It's still Wolverine, and if it's anything like, which this is how I thought Origins should have been. If you go back and you look at the Wolverine Origins video game, that's how I expected Wolverine to be, that gory and that violent, and I mean, it was awesome. That game was amazing, and that's how actually Origins should have been. But which is actually a plug to our next "You Don't Hate This Movie" Wolverine. Anyway, so I don't think it would mess it up a lot. As a matter of fact, I think that it would actually take it again to another level too.
Okay, so they do that. I guess I got two things to say. All right, so I'm afraid that if they make it rated R, which, by the way, I would love it to be rated R, but if they do, I think that all the money that it's made as a PG-13 movie, I think they risk less people seeing it. Though, hardcore fans were always going to see it. They were going to see this PG-13, and were going to see it as a rated R film. I'm not sure it's going to draw in that much more of an audience making it rated R. It would make it more accepted and more loved, but I don't think it's going to pull in any extra money by making it rated R. And like you said, I know you saw people bring in kids, but that's not the general thing where everybody's gonna say, oh, I'm gonna take my kids. So like, I didn't take my kids to go see Deadpool, and they really pushed me hard on doing it. And I was like, no, I'm gonna see it first and see how bad it is. And then I walked out of the theater like, oh, you're not seeing this movie. And so I wouldn't. And so if I actually paid for movies, then I wouldn't take my kids to go see it. So that's the only thing I feel about it. I think they're a risk, since they already know that they can make money at PG-13. There's almost no point in doing it as a rated R, even though I would love it as a rated R because we can see, because he does seem toned down, and when they cut away and they don't show blood, you know, like, oh man, they softened it up just to make sure it fit the rating. But yeah.
Well, I think you're right in a lot of sense, but at the same time, Wolverine has already kind of pretty much has the same audience that Deadpool does.
Yeah.
So I think that in that regard, I think it would still bring it in. But you're right too that you don't need to be bandwagoning it either. Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling that people are gonna, you know, companies and studios are gonna start overdoing it because X-Force is also gonna possibly be rated R as well. Mm-hmm. And well, I wanted to ask you though. I was gonna wait till the review, but I'm gonna ask you now anyway. So it is February right now.
Right.
Suicide Squad opens in August.
Okay.
Plenty of time for reshoots.
They're not.
Plenty of time with this success, and as desperate as DC is. Well, I was gonna say something about Batman vs Superman, but I'm gonna wait. Okay. As desperate as DC is, do you think that
they'll switch that to rated R?
Yeah, you think they'll switch it?
That's too late.
If they go, because we talked about this in previous shows about them going to Assault on Arkham style, and they have their chance to do it now that they see that this is a success.
I think it's too late, and I think that they designed a movie from what we've seen in the trailer, and I know we haven't seen much in the trailer. I think what they shown us in the trailer, they're showing us that it's going to be faceless villains. I mean, faceless enemies, because obviously the villains are the heroes in this movie, but it's going to be like monsters and stuff like that. Because you can kill monsters left and right. You can decapitate monsters. You can gut them, do whatever. You can do all this outlandish stuff, and it'll still be PG-13 because it's not a real person. You do it to a real person, you automatically get an R. So that's what they designed this movie to be, to make sure they got a PG-13. So they can go a little heavy on the action and violence with it, but because it's not real people, they'll still stay with a PG-13. So unless they're going to replace those people replace those monsters with people, or the projections, because obviously with her being a witch and things of that sort, unless they're going to change that to real people, then there's no way to make it an R, unless they're just going to start dropping F-bombs everywhere. They're going to like, hey, we're going to do voiceovers and dub over some stuff, so just going to throw in some curse words just to make it a little bit more edgier. That's the only way, or they please make Margot Robbie naked in the movie. I will take that.
Let's get the Wolf of Wall Street Margot Robbie in there.
Yes, can I start a petition for that? There's a lot of internet petitions. Can we start a petition for that? Have her dressed up as Harley Quinn and then just, you know, show a boob.
Signature 1, signature 2.
We'll talk about it in Deadpool, because it was a point in Deadpool where I was so mad. I was like, this is R, you do that?
Yeah. So, you know what? Hey, we'll wait and see later this year. Wolverine 3 will be in theaters next year, 2017. So we'll see if they actually do go and make it rated R. Coming up this year, though, is a highly anticipated, long-awaited Batman vs Superman, and there have been a couple of trailers, including the Super Bowl TV spot, that kind of has me going back and forth as far as whether or not this movie's going to be any good. Now they released a final trailer.
Yep.
And I have to say that the final trailer has sold me. Now,
best trailer they come out with so far.
It is the best trailer that I have seen for this movie yet. It doesn't really try too hard to show everybody that this is going to be the start of Justice League. It reminded me a lot of Arkham City.
Okay.
In some regard, because of especially the beginning when Batman is doing his thing, and I mean it just looks amazing.
Yeah, it seems like that whoever designed the stunts and the fight choreography for Batman looked at the games and they said, we can do that in real life.
Yeah, did you?
It's like coming through the floor with the gadgets and the even put like the little thing on the guy's gun and disable the gun.
Yes.
I was like, those are moves that you do in the video game. So like, if we see him fight like that, that totally blows away any other of the fight scenes that we've seen in any other Batman film,
including The Dark Knight.
And those are the worst fight scenes in The Dark Knight.
Yeah, it's high praise as The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises. Really had some, and Batman Begins were pretty good because we did the League of Shadows, but the other fight scenes were pretty bad. But anyway, so back to the movie. They did that, and they got rid of Mr. Furley.
Who?
Luther.
Oh, Mr. Furley.
Mr. Furley.
That's
this is
funny.
a Three's Company reference, guys. with that I don't want to fight him.
Yeah.
They took it out of, I know it's still in the movie, but they took it out of the trailer because it really bothered me in the trailer. So, you know, give me a more determined Lex, which we've seen when we got the whole thing when he's talking to Lois, which was one of the better parts with him. And they keep it on, you know, Batman and Superman. I know there's going to be other stuff in there. I know there's going to be other characters. I know there's going to be a bigger focus towards the end. But I don't care. You sold me on Batman versus Superman, and that's what they sold us. That's what they showed us in this trailer and the fight and leading up to it. Because you always got to say, there's no way Batman can win. Even though I know, yes, and trust me, I was on Batman's side. There's one time Batman won, but realistically, how do you make him a credible threat to Superman? And they're showing you now when he had that one move when Superman went to punch him and he blocks him. It looks like exactly. So that's great, and I got my theories on that, which probably what it actually is, but outside of the kryptonite. But like when they show you that scene where he catches the little grenade, I bet you it's probably full of like kryptonite, and it goes off, and that's probably what weakens him.
Maybe
that's maybe because in the comic book, I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. Because in the comic book, that was because that was the Green Arrow. He shot the kryptonite arrow at him, and he catches the kryptonite arrow, and it blows up like that. So I assume that they did the same thing, because they don't have Green Arrow to put in this movie. They just show Batman shoot it, and he catches it, and it blows up.
I think there's two fights.
Okay.
In this movie, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, there's one where Batman's gonna get his butt kicked.
Yeah, I think there's two. I think there's two fights that are gonna happen, and at the end when he has his metal suit, I think that's when
he's actually going to be a threat.
Yeah. And right now also is Jeremy Irons. He completely has me sold as Alfred. I
think he's doing a little too much as Alfred.
No, he's doing.
Serve me some tea. Bandage up Batman when he gets back. You know, that's it.
But I'm looking at it as far as Arkham. Because Alfred's like that in Arkham.
Oh yeah,
setting
like he's
up
on
weapons, and that's why I think I like it, a little bit more now, because it's starting to resemble Arkham.
Okay, so basically they're doing a live action version of the Arkham City games
on the Batman side.
Yeah,
and then was it Frank Miller's Dark Knight on the Batman vs Superman side? So I mean that's what I think, because you got to remember they're still introducing Ben Affleck as Batman. They're still introducing. This is technically, I mean, this is his first movie as this. You know, there'll be a Batman standalone, but this is his first go round. So they're kind of probably starting a little bit more of an emphasis on him to introduce him, and then go from there.
So I got one more thing, and I'm not sure if it's on your list or as one of the topics that you have for this, but there was a thing that came out today, and it was from HitFix, where they some inside sources said that some of the screenings that they had, people weren't really sold on this movie.
Now, in the beginning, actually, sometime last year, there was a screening and it got a standing ovation. But now, I guess that was a little bit more still in the editing process, and they hadn't finished it. And now, more or less, it's pretty much done. So the early word of mouth is that they're not impressed by it that much. That kind of like started messing with me in my mind. Like, okay, they see Deadpool. That's why are they gonna pull the trigger on Suicide Squad? I think because they gotta save Batman or Superman. What are they gonna do? And
I only think that's coming out now because of Deadpool. Because they were like, oh, you know what? That movie made a lot of money based on what it had in it, and studio heads want a copycat, and they want to say like, we need to have something like that, so that way we can capture the same thing that Deadpool captured.
But they should have done that from jump. They should have done that. I would have expected, in all honesty, and this is why I admire Marvel so much, because they're not afraid to take risk. At the same time, I don't think Marvel has anything to lose. DC has more to lose because they just started their universe, so they have to start it differently. They can't go off the bat and start breaking barriers. But it would have actually benefited them a little bit to be the first comic book company really to break those barriers and have the rated R film first.
Okay.
And they should have done that a long time
ago. But they're not going to do it as Superman. You don't want a rated R Superman.
Well, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it at all. Yeah. But, unless they go and they cave.
They're not going to do a rated R Superman movie.
No, Squad. I'm talking about.
Oh, Squad. They're not even going to do that. It's too late for that. If they want to do a sequel that's rated R,
they have a chance. There's a lot of time left.
They would have to totally redo the
They have a lot of time left.
They have to totally redo.
And I don't even remember, and you guys can help me out too on this, because I don't remember. Have they put a tag on it yet?
No.
As far as rating, or does it say this film is not yet been
I don't remember in the trailer that it even got, but then again, I watched it online, so I don't remember it coming up with a ban.
I don't remember
yes
either.
Or no. But
you know what? Hey, I'm looking forward to it anyway. I'm gonna watch it, and I hope that the movie, you know, does okay. But if there's gonna be anybody that, or like as far as trolls are concerned, they're gonna chew this movie out, I'd rather it be for the movie, for Zack Snyder's direction, and not for Henry Cavill or
no, it's not gonna be that. It's if anybody's gonna, if this movie is not good, it's all gonna go on Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
because this is all him.
I'm actually pulling for Ben Affleck in this, honestly. I mean, I think he's gonna be a great Batman. I mean, he's already impressed me as Bruce Wayne.
From what I've seen, it's pretty good, except the bat suit. He doesn't have a neck. That kind of bothers me, but. Because he's like this Batman.
I thought she was a Jew.
Hey. So he does an impression of a hot dog.
That's my. Other than that, Ben Affleck's cool. All right. So what else we got?
Oh man. Anyway, so let us know how you feel about that. Whether or not you think it's good. Who do you think is going to take the blame if it's not? I don't know. We'll see. Leave your comments on the bottom there. So with all this rated R PG-13 talk. You know, Deadpool, just like I said, completely broke the barrier there, and you know, I'm curious to see what comic book movies,
okay,
if we had a do-over, should be if they were rated PG-13, if we did a do-over and had them be rated R.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that being said, it's time for our top 5. So our top 5 is going to be comic book movies rated PG-13, Mulligan, get a do-over. Now they're going to be released as rated R. What 5 movies would you make rated R?
Okay.
Number 5.
Because.
And I didn't say terrorist.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're supposed to do it. When terrorist. All right, so
go first.
The standard ones are out there. I'm not going to pick the standard ones. I'm going to go a little different because I figure the movies that I'm picking right now, if we're gonna do them again, why the heck not do them rated R? What are they gonna hurt? The movies that I pick doesn't have a fan base anyway. Might as well have them come back as rated R. Well, one does a fan base, but so
get to the part.
Number 5, Masters of the Universe. Masters of the Universe. Who remembers He-Man? Me and about 5 people. So
I remember Frank Langella. That's all I remember about that movie.
Exactly. And Dolph Lundgren. And that's it. Nobody.
That weird thing that was with him. What was that little thing?
With the one that was supposed to be kind of like Orko, but they didn't have the budget to have a flying alien thing. So they just, hey, you look like a troll. We'll just roll you out there. But anyway, so I figured if they bring that one back. Not that the cartoon was really, well, I mean, the cartoon was right. The thing about He-Man is that he had these over-the-top villains that were merged with different animals and stuff like that, and different creatures and stuff like that. So you had Beastman.
My favorite. Beastman.
Yeah, Beastman. You had the Claw guy, and I can't remember. And I used to watch it. I can't remember his name either. But like everybody was mixed with some type of animal. So this would be a great way. You can almost make Masters of the Universe kind of a horror-ish film. It'd be kind of a sci-fi horror film, which would actually be pretty cool. You know, it's magic, it's sci-fi, it's horror. I think that one could rock with a rated R tag.
But you're not really you're not a fan of like Warcraft. Of the CGI,
I didn't say go super CGI. Half the thing is in there.
Some of those have to be.
Well, they can. Well,
especially Skeletor.
They Red Skull. They did Red Skull.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. All right, anyway, 4.
But all right, so 4. I'm gonna go Catwoman.
The one that you said was the worst casting.
Yes,
a couple weeks ago.
So if you're gonna bring it back, how about we go? Full fun.
Full front? Sweet!
I mean, full fun is
full
what I
fun.
said. Full fun, because I said in the original one is they didn't realize how to have fun with it. And with Michelle Pfeiffer, she had fun with the character. So you have somebody who has fun with the character, but also, too, you do what they kind of did in the Halle Berry one is that they worked on the sexiness with it. So, and we could be a little bit more violent because she's an anti-hero.
More violent, more risque, you're saying?
Yeah.
Like as far as...
exactly. It's like we don't have to go ripped up costume like Halle Berry wore with heels. It didn't make any sense. Open-toed heels. What? But anyway, but you can be a little bit edgier with that one because she's not Batman. She can go out and she can kill her. She's
the villain.
Yeah, I mean, now in the comic she's kind of anti-hero.
Oh, she's anti-hero now.
You could be more violent with it. So your Suicide Squad, you wanted to be a little bit more. It's like you could do that with Catwoman. It can definitely be done with Catwoman. So that's why I think that you should do that.
Number three.
Power Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Are you kidding me?
Power Rangers. You know why?
Rated R?
Yes. You know why?
Hell no.
You know why? It's because the second movie bombed. The audience that watched the second movie, they're all adults. They're all adults. Now, it does still air and kids just still watch it, but some of that audience are the people who, some of that audience are people who remember the show when they were kids. Like, heck, I used to watch it. I watched Power Rangers with my kids.
Out of your damn mind.
No! Stay with me. All right. You don't do what Adi Shankar did with his Power Rangers movie, because he went way over the top. But you make it to where you have legit fight scenes and all this whole stuff where, you know, oh, they beat somebody down and they fall down. And it's like, no, they fall down, they stay dead. You have raid type fights with the Power Rangers. You have the Power Rangers cutting through a bunch of, what were they, putties back in the day. You have whatever XYZ monster you're going to pull from the Power Rangers universe. You have them go full out. They're out to destroy these things because they're attacking the planet.
And then the freaking slow-mo head, after they chop it off and they get the slow-mo head.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You know, they're cutting down kaijus and stuff like that. I want to see arms get cut off. If you got a Megazord and you're slashing people, they don't just like, sparks fly and fall down. No, they get cut in pieces. I want to see that in the Power Rangers movie.
Okay, are we talking Kill Bill blood spray?
Yeah, oh God, yes. I'm talking full out anime style, freaking samurai sword slash across and
Number 2.
Dork. Number 2. Hellboy. All right,
that's actually pretty good. I like that one. That's all right.
A movie called Hellboy should not be PG-13. If there's anything that calls for a rated R, it's a movie called Hellboy.
Well, they made Old Boy rated R, so yeah, I guess so.
But that's not the same movie. The boy had boy in it too, and it ain't the same movie.
And it was PG-13.
And it was actually pretty good as PG-13. But with that being said, show us hell, show us more hell, show us more creatures. I can't think of his name because I always forget names.
Ron Perlman?
No, well, him too, but the director.
Guillermo
del Toro. He wants rated R films. He wants to show you his creativity and how he can make something scary, and he wants to show you in Hellboy too. But it's on a freaking, it's on a chain because it has to stay PG-13. Give Guillermo del Toro, because he wants to do a Hellboy 3. Let him do a rated R Hellboy 3. Craziness is gonna be in that movie.
That'd be cool.
You didn't think you were gonna like my list?
Well, that's the only one I like.
It says 1, 2, 3.
That's the only one.
All right, so. I know this is probably, I had to put it on here because I just had to put it on here and I'm a big fan of it. So number 1 is the obvious choice, Spawn. Spawn needs to be rated R. Once again, it's hell. You got to show the horrors of hell. You got to show his powers in full thing. And he had an effed up life. And it was like, and if you
there's nothing PG-13 about that life.
You can't sanitize that. It was like, we all want to see it redone. Kind of like, obviously we don't want it episodic like the HBO show was, but we want that type of thematic to the movie, and they didn't.
Jamie Foxx, maybe he might be smart.
Bring back freaking
please have Keith David be the voice.
Just get Keith David to be him.
All right. He's too old now.
I don't want Jamie Foxx to do it. If anything, give me Michael Jai White back.
No, you want to give Michael Jai White a do-over?
Wait, Michael Jai White? Is it Michael Jai White?
Yeah,
Michael Jai White. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Urkel for a second.
Jaleel White.
Jaleel White. No, I wasn't saying he should be Spawn.
Violator? Did I do that?
That'd be hilarious. But no, I want Michael Jai White to come back because that dude is still in great shape, and it would be a way to kind of fix what happened. It's like, hey, Ryan Reynolds got a do-over. Give Michael Jai White. Give some black people some do-overs.
That's a freaking good point. I'm shutting up. You got me on that one. All right. My number 5. My first one is Daredevil.
I knew people were going to say that one.
I had to say that one. Daredevil definitely needs to come back as a rated R.
Yeah, because what they proved on Netflix.
Would you give it back to Ben Affleck?
No, because he's Batman now. He's Batman now. You can't do it.
Okay, who would you cast on the do-over?
And it's one of those things where we all like the casting from the Netflix series. So it would be strange, kind of like what they're gonna go through in DC with the 2 different Flashes. Because everybody likes
that. They're gonna do that again with the Green Lantern.
But then that was Ryan Reynolds, and now we're just erasing him from the thing. He's not going to exist in another medium saying he's still Green Lantern.
Nobody would accept him.
What's going to happen is it's going to happen with Arrow eventually, and the Green Arrow is going to.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, Stephen Amell should be the freaking Green Arrow.
Exactly, and so you don't want to see that with Daredevil. You want to see him be Daredevil, so you kind of have to stick with that.
All right, number 4. G.I. Joe.
That is the best
G.I. Joe
on your list.
G.I. Joe, if they go 13 hours or they go that kind of freaking Michael Bay needs to do G.I. Joe. I'll say that. Since he's like part of Hasbro. He loves the military. Give Michael Bay G.I. Joe.
But let's get some good writers though. It would be the most patriotic bloodbath that you've ever seen in your whole life, and it would always be a sunset. There would always be a flag in the background, and there would always be some girl bending over in a pair of tight shorts.
Yep. And I want to see, and hopefully it's Scarlet or something. But I want to see freaking I want to see Sergeant Slaughter in it. I definitely want to see Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter has to be in it.
They get Stone Cold to be Sergeant Slaughter.
No, it's gotta be the actual Sergeant Slaughter.
No, he's too old.
No, freaking Stone Cold needs to be Bazooka.
He needs to be Bazooka.
I don't know, but I would love to see.
Make him leatherneck.
I would love to see freaking. That's a good one too. I would love to see G.I. Joe.
It's great it would be rated R because they forever missed people when they shot in G.I. Joe, from the cartoons to movies.
Yes.
Everybody missed. They could actually hit people and kill them.
If G.I. Joe is the top freaking above all of the
they should be pulling freaking stormtroopers missing.
Why are they missing so many damn people? They should be freaking demoted.
They could backflip in G.I. Joe and backflip through lasers. Always blew me away.
And give me Ray Park back as Snake Eyes. That'd be awesome. All right. So number 3, Wolverine. Period. Okay. And hopefully I do get my wish on that. But yeah, if I could have seen Wolverine Origins as rated R, that would have been. I would have loved to see Wolverine Origins on the rated R.
Right.
Number 2, The Dark Knight. To see what Heath Ledger would have done in a no holds barred.
More for the Joker.
More for the Joker, yes. To see what he would have been capable of in a rated R setting, that character. Oh man, I would have freaking loved to see that.
It would have been scary. I mean, he was already scary in PG-13. It would have been super scary to see it.
Exactly. It would have been like borderline freaking Buffalo Bill or something.
Oh yeah, that'd have been crazy.
From Sons of Lambs and shit. All right, number 1. I'm with you. I'm with you 110%. Freaking Spawn all day has to come back as rated R. There's no reason why that movie should have been PG-13. Now, don't get me wrong. John Leguizamo is like one of my biggest freaking influences, and I'd bring him back, but he needs to be in a rated R setting himself. When he's more vocal and he's more free as far as his dialogue and definitely. I would definitely bring back John Leguizamo to come back as a violator. That would have been awesome.
Oh, clown violator, same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Terrence, take us home.
All right, so first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for. We've noticed that we've been picking up a little bit more steam with more views, more comments, more likes. I've noticed some dislikes, but if you dislike, please tell me why. I mean, that's all we want to know, because we want to know how we can get better. So always, basically, at the end of this video, make sure you like, subscribe, so that way you know when we get ready to come out with new videos. We're trying to add new things into it, like we always mentioned before. Spotlight, that's coming. It's coming. It'll be here eventually. But also too, we're gonna start focusing more on some movie reviews, because I know we talk about movies during the show, but we get a little wordy with it and so instead of with the rambling kind of lengthening out this video, I think we're gonna start putting it into its own separate thing, so we can actually have a little bit more time to elaborate on what we want to say, because we'll go in depth and things like that. So I think that's all I got right now. And
well, real quick, I just want to say give a shout out to John Hughes, because this year is the 30th anniversary of Pretty in Pink and Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to turn 30 this year, and
that ties in Deadpool when he did that.
I know, that's think about it. So you know what? We wouldn't have childhoods without John Hughes. So rest in peace. Love you. Your movies are going to be forever.
You're going to say John Hughes called you.
Yeah, John Hughes called. I used the Ouija board and everything.
All right, guys. So I think that's all we have for this week. So I'm Terrence.
I'm Manny, and that was the goods.
So yeah, John Hughes.
John Hughes, yeah, I was talking to him on the Clio hotline thing, and he came.
Oh, God. It was funnier in my head. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I know what you were thinking. I know director.
Let me out.
I know director.
I know what you were thinking.